To the Minister of Finance, does she stand by all of the government's statements and actions on economic and fiscal policy?
Mr. Speaker, yes, and I particularly stand by our commitment to an inflation target of 1 to 3% with a midpoint of 2. Unlike some members of this House, I won't be advocating for faster price increases across the economy, which would only add to the cost of living.
Does she stand by her statement that, quote, investing in smart, targeted interventions not only makes a difference in the lives of whānau, but means the government reduces the money it might otherwise spend on treating the symptoms rather than the cause of dysfunction, end quote. And if she does she consider ensuring that our most vulnerable New Zealanders have somewhere safe to sleep at night, a smart, targeted early intervention, end quote?
Mr. Speaker, in answer to the first part of the question, yes.
What does she consider to be, quote, treating the symptoms rather than the cause of dysfunction, end quote, if not her government's decision to cancel thousands of new public homes and now pump taxpayer money into the private rental market for just 300 temporary homes?
Well, Mr. Speaker, a very good example of treating the symptoms and not the cause of a problem would be the government continuing to provide ever larger subsidies for state-sponsored housing while failing to deal with the underlying driver of ridiculous house price increases in New Zealand, which is planning law that has been weaponised against progress and development, weaponised against new housing subdivisions, weaponised against housing intensification. This government is getting to the root cause of New Zealand's housing unaffordability problems by getting rid of the RMA and saying yes to more houses.
That's right.
Does she accept that investment in public housing reduces crime, saves money and health, and improves educational, employment and broader economic outcomes? And if so, why has the government decided to cancel building thousands of new state homes and slash emergency housing access, generating greater homelessness across the country?
Well, Mr. Speaker, yes, I agree that publicly funded housing can deliver a range of positive social outcomes, but it's also the case that we need to ensure that public housing is delivered efficiently, that it is the right kind of houses, that are of the right typographies, created in a value for money way. And it's also the case that under the last government, the number of people on the State House waiting list multiplied, even while they said that they were dealing with state housing challenges.
Supplementary.
The question, supplementary, the Right Honourable Winston Peters.
Could I ask the Minister on this question of the house rental costs, has it gone up in the last 12 months or has it come down?
Well, Mr. Speaker, I understand that in fact rent increases are the lowest they've been in some years. In fact, according to a measure I read yesterday, rents have actually declined, which I would have thought the member for Auckland Central, who used to claim she stood for renters, would be welcoming and even celebrating.
Supplementary.
Supplementary.
We'll go to Chlöe Swarbrick.
What is the economic cost of the increased homelessness that has resulted from government decisions which it was warned would happen if it went ahead with those very decisions?
Well, Mr. Speaker, there are a lot of assertions in that question, but what is absolutely the case, and which the numbers prove, is that while that member was a supporting member of this Parliament of the previous government, it is the case that thousands of children were being raised in motel rooms that I can guarantee didn't meet your healthy home standards. You stood by, you tolerated it, we've fixed it.
Supplementary question.
Hold on. We're just going to wait. We're going to wait while everybody calms down. The Honourable Chris Bishop.
Can the Minister confirm that 50% of people on the social housing register need a one-bedroom unit, but only Kainga Ora only has 12% of its stock being one bedroom, and of the 1,500 houses funded in Budget 24 that have been allocated so far, 89% of those houses are for one and two bedroom units?
Yes, Mr. Speaker, and what this underscores is the importance of ensuring we don't just build houses, but that we build the right houses that respond to the needs we see in our community. I'm also happy to confirm that the creation of the Community Housing Fund means that this government has deliberately decreased the cost of borrowing for those community organisations wishing to build more public housing.
Supplementary. Will the Finance Minister then take up the invitation which the Prime Minister has so far ignored to walk the streets of Auckland Central to meet the people, including the children, who her government's decisions have made homeless?
Well, Mr Speaker, I think the more immediate response, if the member is aware of any children living on the street, would be for her to urgently bring that information to the Ministry of Social Development to ensure those children get the support to which they are entitled.